Yun nga mga kabayan, na pumalag nga po si Atty. Sison, si Madam Sison, dito nga po sa gusto nila Luistro mga kabayan, kaugnay nga po dyan sa last minute na hiling o request nila Luistro mga kabayan. Buti na nga lang po, andyan po si Atty. Sison. Talagang, tingnan nyo naman po yung mukha na Atty. Sison. Sino bang hindi matatakot dyan? Di ba? Yun, nasoblak na naman po si Luistro mga kabayan. Minsan na nga lang po lumabas Minsan na nga lang po magsalita, nasoblak pa. O ito mga kabayan, panoorin po natin kung paano po nasoblak ni Atty. Sison. Ito po, si Luistro. At bago nga po tayo pumunta dyan, huwag nyo nga po kalimutang i-hit and like at subscribe button mga kabayan. At yung link po natin sa membership mga kabayan, nandyan po sa description. 39 pesos na lang yun mga kabayan 39 pesos na lang po para unang-una ka sa mga upload po natin dito sa ating channel. Ito na po, panoorin po natin si Atty. Sison. Pasok po.
Since the disclosure was only made today, then we're practically given just 2 days. In fact, 1 day
Your Honor,
before Wednesday, and this isn't procedural, Your Honor. This goes into the substantive, the ability of the respondent to prepare substantively for any cross-examination or presentation of the prosecution's witness. But this court, having issued the subpoena, corresponding subpoena, upon the request of the prosecution, will just put on record whether this would govern the proceedings from here on, where short notice and that are inconsistent
may I
with the
comment, Your Honor?
pretrial order will be allowed by this court moving on for both parties and not only for one party, Your Honor.
First of all, Your Honor, we would like to request from the Honorable Impeachment Court a certified true copy of the medical certificate of Edward Fajarda, the former SDO of DepEd, whom we expect to present today until tomorrow. Nonetheless, Your Honor, we would like to express our complete understanding and concern should the medical condition has any relation to the ongoing impeachment trial. And pertaining to Mr. Ortonio, Your Honor,
Before you
yes,
proceed, counsel, so we will furnish you that copy, clerk of court is so directed, as well as the report of the Senate's Medical and Dental Bureau Chief. You and the other party will be furnished with a copy of the same.
Likewise, Your Honor, with respect to the advice of the physician to take a rest for a period of 2 weeks, we understand that the medical certificate was issued on August 20, and 2 weeks will end on September 3, and that is a Thursday. And therefore, we would like to make a reservation on September 7 for the presentation of Edward Fajarda, still as part of the witnesses of the prosecution, Your Honor.
So noted.
With respect to Limuel Ortonio, Your Honor, the Assistant Chief of Staff of the OVP, yes, we confirm to present him tomorrow. However, Your Honor, since tomorrow is only Tuesday and we would like to maximize the schedule that was given to us by the Honorable Impeachment Court, may we likewise request for the issuance of subpoena to the 3 AFP officials, namely, Your Honor, Colonel Manaros Boransing II, Colonel Magtanggol Panopio, and Colonel Adonis Bahaw. This is for Wednesday, Your Honor. That is August 26. And if we will not be able to finish the same, we will be making the necessary manifestation on Wednesday for a possible reissuance of subpoena on the following week, Your Honor.
These officials of the AFP are in active service, counsel? Would you know?
It is believed, Your Honor, that Colonel Adonis Bahaw is retired already. However, the 2 remaining, such as Colonel Manaros and Colonel Magtanggol, are both in active service of the Armed Forces of the Philippines.
And this pertains to the OVP or DepEd's confidential funds?
This pertains to the Department of Education's confidential fund, Your Honor.
Although Attorney Ligutan answered already earlier, I think you cannot ignore the fact that the witness has been naming one specific colonel for the whole afternoon and this morning, and the name of the colonel does not appear in one of those you are seeking to issue a subpoena against. Out of curiosity, although we cannot compel you, counsel, at some point, Do we expect that to happen?
We confirm, Your Honor, that that is part of the prosecution's witnesses, but as a matter of practice of the prosecution, we will have to revisit the list to come up with our final decision as to who will be presented before this impeachment court, Your Honor.
But again, you cannot deny the fact that Colonel Lachiga was starring in the testimony of
We confirm that, Your Honor.
Gina Acosta. Let the subpoena be issued to the aforementioned 3 current and or former officials of the AFP to attend the hearing beginning on Wednesday. Who will be your first witness? In what order will they appear? Will you call them, counsel?
They will be presented in the order as presented earlier, Your Honor.
Okay.
Boransing, and then Panopio, and then Bahaw.
Let the corresponding subpoenas be issued to the 3 aforementioned officers and or former officers of the AFP for Wednesday,
Your Honor.
August 26, as well as for the hearing and trial dates next week, 31 and 1 and 2, if I'm not mistaken.
31 is a holiday, Your Honor.
1 and 2 then. For 1 and 2, September 1 and 2. So ordered.
Your Honor.
Counsel for Respondent Sheila. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. We will defer to the ruling and issuance of this court of the subpoena for the 3 named AFP officials, but we just like to put on record that this would be inconsistent with the pretrial order and the order issued at the start of the trial by this court that with respect to intended witnesses, each party must be given at least 5 days before the intended dates for their presentation. Since the disclosure was only made today, then we're practically given just 2 days. In fact, 1 day
Your Honor.
before Wednesday, and this isn't procedural, Your Honor. This goes into the substantive, the ability of the respondent to prepare substantively for any cross-examination or presentation of the prosecution's witness. But this court, having issued the subpoena, corresponding subpoena, upon the request of the prosecution, will just put on record whether this would govern the proceedings from here on, where short notice and that are inconsistent
May I
with the
comment, Your Honor?
pretrial order will be allowed by this court moving on for both parties and not only for one party, Your Honor.
No, counsel, if I may. We will be listening to Ortoño tomorrow, who might actually reach until Wednesday. At worst, we will be hearing the direct examination of Colonel Boransing, and the court will give due recognition and time to the counsel for respondent to prepare for the cross. So most likely, without presuming, most likely the cross-examination of the counsel for respondent for this new unannounced witness will be on Tuesday next week, giving you more than actually 5 days even.
Thank
To
you, Your
prepare
just
for
Honor.
put on
Then
record,
thank
Your
you
Honor.
I'm sorry.
Your Honor, please.
Thank you for that clarity, Your Honor.
Your Honor, may I
Yes,
just put on record that our disclosure or submission of the new witnesses, which, as described by the defense, is a seeming deviation, is not deliberate, Your Honor. If not for the inability of the next witness, former SDO of DepEd, who is Edward Fajarda, we will not be seeking for the issuance of subpoena of these new witnesses. Your Honor, this is prompted by the inability of the next hostile witness in the person of Edward Fajarda to make himself available tomorrow and on Wednesday. Reason why we requested for the issuance of subpoena of 3 AFP officials, Your Honor.
Duly noted.
Just
Duly
so-
noted.
Your Honor.
The court accepts the explanation of counsel, given again the unavailability, depending on the findings of the Senate doctor as to his actual condition. Yes, Sheila?
Just very quick manifestation, Your Honor. I did not state or even manifest that there was seeming evasion by the prosecution. I merely sought clarity, Your Honor.
That was how it was taken by the presiding officer. Any other points?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes,
We are
counsel
in-
for respondent.
We are in receipt of a request for stipulation material facts concerning witness Edward T. Fajardo, dated August 24, 2026. I've read the entirety of this three-page motion, including the signature page, and we are not willing to stipulate on the matters contained in this request for stipulation, apart from items number 1 and 2, that Fajardo serve as executive assistant and as the SDO for CF of the Department of Education during the term of respondent Vice President Sara Duterte, Secretary of Education. And number 2, in such capacity, Fajardo was tasked to disperse and liquidate the 112.5 million debit confidential funds subject of this case should the presentation of Mr. Fajardo goes on another schedule. But as to the rest, Your Honor, just so we don't waste any more time waiting for the response to this request for stipulation, we're putting on record, we're not stipulating as to the rest of the items in this request for stipulation, because we are aware that whatever stipulation that the defense would enter from items 3 to 11, it may be taken as something that one conclusion can be drawn from another, Your Honor. So we refuse to stipulate.
Duly noted as to items 1 and 2 out of the 11 items, I believe that the prosecution request for stipulation, items 1 and 2 are duly stipulated. No need to present evidence on those 2 points. When you present witness
Edward
Fajardo.
Fajardo, Your Honor.
Farda, whenever that may be. So noted. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other?
O di ba mga kabayan? Sobrang kasomplak mo eh. Kahit si Keso, mukhang kinilabutan. Di ba? Iba po talaga yung aura ni Madam Sison, ni Atty. Sison. Grabe po talaga. Iba yung aura, nakakatakot po talaga. O, ganyan na lang po muna mga kabayan. Hanggang sa muli. Paalam.